What's up? I'm Vinny. I'm a T3 Flex and soft support IGL.
What does enabling look like in a comp setting?
So enabling should really be mainly about allowing your teammates to perform at their best, either in that specific round and then ideally in the entire match itself. When you're enabling your entries, that should be giving them good calls and a good entry point or a plan while also giving them the advantage in a fight if they're taking that one-on-one fight so they can win. Because your entry is winning fights based off of your calls and comms and plans. And when they're winning fights, it allows them to trust you more and it boosts their confidence to take more of those engagements throughout the game. And they're going to be more comfortable sacrificing their body for the plan so that way the rest of the team can do something around the map. And for supports, it's a lot harder to really enable them since they're going to be the enablers. But the thing that'll make their job easier is when they need to be in that clutch situation, just making sure that the team is burning all of the other team's util either on attack or defense and making it just a pure gunfight so that way they can go off gunfights and intel.
And when should teams slow down the round?
There's a bunch of different factors to keep in mind when calling for a slowdown or a reset, and it really depends on your team's playstyle or relatively even needed because a lot of lower tier teams they play solely off aggression and they don't really know how to slow it down, so their momentum ends up losing them the round. Typically, you want to call for a reset or a pace change when you still have stuff to do on the checklist, because then you can do a quick execute into the room or a choke point. But when you still have those checklist items for the final execute, that would be a perfect time to call for a reset, just to kind of reevaluate where you're at and go over the next steps.
And what wins more rounds, preparation or adaptation?
At the T3 level and sometimes lower levels, preparation wins a lot more than adaptation just because you have teams that make two, maybe three rotations for a strat and they prepare those strats. They practice them day in and day out. So they know that those strats will work at a very low level against any type of playstyle. But when you get to the higher level, adaptation works better because that shows that you can be put in an unfavorable situation and make it a little less unfavorable or make it so that way you know you can win that gunfight essentially. And what adaptation does is it exploits the weakness in another team's playstyles or strategy. So SSG, for example, they're more of an adaptive counter style playstyle, and you saw how well they did in the NAL. They adapt to every single team they're playing against, and it shows that at a higher level, adaptation wins hands down.
And how do you keep players confident after making a mistake?
The easiest way to do that is your timeout, essentially, use that at any point, especially in a game day setting, because a timeout can be used for stopping a mental snowball. And the best thing to do when you're talking during that timeout is you want to keep your tone as passive but positive as possible. And instead of just pointing fingers or calling out only the mistakes, you got to provide solutions on top of the things that everyone is doing right at the same time. So it'll sound like, hey, we're doing this right. Let's keep doing this and let's work to fix this. What we're going to do is change this up. We're going to send this person here. We're going to have this person play this role instead because somebody might not be feeling as confident. And another good thing to implement for pretty much any team is you want to mimic a LAN environment. You want your teammates to be comfortable and happy with each other, even when things go right and wrong. So, one thing that I've implemented on almost every team I've been in is no matter how the round ends, you always say fist bump, focus next. You're simulating that you're giving your teammates fist bumps like you would see the pros do on a stage. And then it just tells everyone focus on the next round. Whatever happened last round does not matter. You just got to keep that attitude up and you got to keep everyone's focused on the future.